Welcome back. All new at 7 tonight. And police and body cameras. The results are in, and according to this latest study, the cameras apparently do not affect police behavior. Researchers say officers with cameras used force and faced civilian complaints at about the same rates as officers who were not wearing body cameras. And the study was conducted by the Metropolitan Police Department in Washington, D.C.
They randomly assigned cameras to about 1,000 officers. Another 1,000 officers didn't have cameras.
Yeah, this is a big study. Joining us now to discuss the study is Howard Simon. Howard is the Florida Executive Director of the American Civil Liberties Union. And Howard, first of all, great to see you.
Nice to see you again.
Help us understand this study, because in a little, it's kind of counterintuitive. Were you as surprised as the police officers and the researchers were?
I have to say I was. You expect that people think that if they're on camera, their behavior is going to change. But this study indicates that their behavior did not change. And it conflicts with an earlier study about 3-4 years ago in a much smaller police department. So yes, I was surprised, although I have to say that when we advocated for the use of body-worn cameras in police departments all over Florida, we did say it was not a panacea. You know, it depends on what you do with the information, not just collecting the information. There will be a larger study from the New York City Police Department coming out this spring, and I'm very, very eager to see whether the results from the New York City Police Department match those of the Metropolitan Department.
So does this change the position of the ACLU in any way?
Not at all. Now, look, I don't think anybody should walk away from reading about the study in Washington thinking that the body-worn cameras are not useful. They are useful because first of all, they create an independent record if that either corroborates a claim of police misconduct or, more frequently, exonerates a police officer. But the main thing that I want to say is that if you want to try to change the behavior of the police, you have to hold them accountable. That means not just collecting a lot of photographs and video, but acting on it. If you don't ever use the video to discipline a police officer when a police officer is violating the rules of the police department, or maybe even violating the law or the rights of the people that they're dealing with, then you can collect all the video in the world and it's not going to have an effect on behavior. You have to use the video, not just collect it.
So presumably agencies around the country are going to see this study and say, well, it's not worth the cost of putting these cameras on all of the officers in our agency. But there's still another aspect of the story, which is the trust of the community, right? If the community knows that their officers have cameras and that if something goes wrong, it will be captured on camera, that makes a difference, doesn't it?
I think it does. And even the police chief in Washington, D.C. said that it had some impact on rebuilding the trust within the community. But I can't emphasize enough, you don't just collect the data, you have to use it. You use it for training and you use it for discipline. And if you're an officer on the beat and you know that whatever is captured on video is never going to be used against you anyway, then it's not going to change your behavior. And ultimately, it's not going to...
But Howard, you're not worried that some police departments out there are going to see this study and say, oh, we're not going to spend this money because if it really doesn't make a difference, I'll spend this money on something else.
Yes, I am worried about that. And that would be a mistake. That would be misreading this. I mean, even if it did not... I mean, first of all, the earlier study resulted in a 90% decline in civilian complaints against police officers and a 50% decline in the use of force incidents by police in this California district. I really, before we jump to a conclusion, this is one study. Let's respect science. Let's respect data. We need more data. I'm eager to see what the New York City study will reveal in the spring. But in any event, again, the data is useful if you use it, not if you just collect it and put it on shelves.
All right, well, we're glad that you're here. Howard Simon is the Executive Director of the American Civil Liberties Union chapter here in Florida. 20 years with the ACLU. Happy anniversary. This is a big milestone for you. I'm glad that you joined us tonight. Thank you so much.